Hey guys, today I'm going to show you guys what I've been doing to save some money. I don't know if some of my new subscribers have seen it, but in the summer here in Ontario, we had a really bad drought. So everybody around me is short in hay. So you're trying to save money where you can. And the problem is you try to take advantage of it a little bit and try and make some money on hay, but also not sell everything where you don't have enough for your own cattle. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing just to kind of cut costs and make my cattle hay go as far as possible so that I don't have to buy any. I made enough for myself, but my cattle seem to like to pig out and eat it in 2 days instead of 3 like they should. So I figured out a nice little filler for them. So I don't think I've shown you guys this before. This is the upstairs in our barn, our big bank barn. So what I've been doing is grabbing square bales like this from the top up here and in here. These bales are way older than me, but what I think happened was back in the days they just didn't have the efficient equipment like we do now. So there's grass weaved through this straw. Like all I'm feeding is straw bales just to kind of get them through. They have a really bad habit here of eating more than they need, and then by day 3, which is what I've figured out they need, they've eaten through it all, and then they're all walking around and all that crap. So this is where most of it's coming from. You just got a little stairwell here, and I'm just trying to show you guys. I was watching I think it was Iowa Dairy Boys, and they're showing inside their bank barns. And I just can't believe the craftsmanship of these old barns. Like, just the amount of skill it must have taken to put them together. But in this one, we used to have barley hay in there, and then I have no idea what this was for. And then this is our little grain room that hasn't been used in 20 years. And I have no idea what the heck that is. But that's what we had when this was a dairy operation. There's an old antique. I believe it was a chopper, but no guarantees on that. This is how I'm basically making it through, because as I said, guys, so I'm just going through these piles, oh crap, and digging out good bales. There's crap on the top that I'm not going to feed them. You can see raccoons have been up here and shit. So that little area under there, that was our first chicken pen that they created for my grandma, because the barn that you guys didn't really see, but the big barn that came down, that used to be our chicken pen. And then it came down. And before they had that one, that used to be for pigs. Before they made it into the chicken pen and they got out of pigs. So but as I said, a lot of this is way before my days. 20 years ago, don't look like much now, but they used to stack this thing to the brim every year, which is a lot of frickin' bales. They used to bring it across on the elevator, so on the top, and then it would have a kicker on the halfway point. Roughly where that little intersection is, there's a kicker. And used to kick bales out, and then it would drop right there to the left or to the right, however you wanted it. Or you could allow it to go through and stack up here. But these roofs need to be resealed. That's one of the things I got to do this year, and I'm really thinking if I can clean this out and get it to a point where I can reuse it again, I might do small square alfalfa. In my area, it's becoming more and more, or less and less of a farming area. So it's becoming less and less of a farm area, and it's making it so that this is just from the top of the barn, guys. I'm just showing you guys that report that's out, so I figured I'd give you guys a quick view. It's less and less of a farm area, so the only farming that does get done is there is horse farming here. So thoroughbreds and really fancy horses, and they like really high quality feed. Same with the dairy guys. So I'm thinking about doing some small square alfalfa as so that if it comes to a point where someone needs to spice up their feed, it's not hard to do so with small squares. They're more mobile. They're more of a pain in my butt because I have to. There's more labor involved, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible to do it all, and I think that it could be a profitable venture. That's kind of where I'm looking. So I got to finish this side is worse. It needs a lot more. I got to put some boards up. As you can see, there's a couple missing, but overall the barn is in not bad shape, structurally wise. So that's where I'm at. Oh, I just noticed they put freaking they put paper on the other side of the steel. Huh. Crazy. So that's my plan. So what I will do is, you guys just saw there's kind of two sides to this barn. I'll show you quick. There's this side that has doors on the, that's old wood that's been stuffed there, but this can all be moved, and there's a door there. And then there's also a door here. So I can elevator up straw. I was thinking about using this elevator because it's still good. I can elevator up straw, or I can get a basket and do it per basket, and then just run it up here off there. There's a ramp here, and make it so that I can basically do that, and then that way just dump it and then stock it. It's more hand labor. What I would like to do is have clients ready to go and just basically drop it off at their farm, but that's going to take some time to establish. But I do feel that there is a demand for people that need alfalfa. So that's my plan, guys. We'll see if it actually comes out in the laundry, or whether it's worth it or not. It's just going to take some time. But I've been watching a couple guys and looking at square balers a little bit. But my issue is the sheer cost of a square baler. I couldn't look at anything even close to new. It doesn't make sense. And as silly as it sounds, a lot of the guys at square bale in my area, not in massive numbers because it just doesn't make sense anymore to do, but the guys who do still square, it still makes financial sense for them to run an old square baler. And the reason is, I think that everything was built a little bit heavier back then. Looking at some of the square balers now, every year they seem to lighten it up. And you get more stuff that, in my mind, should never happen. Like stress fractures on the side of thin tin, because it's cheaped out and thinned out so that they make more profit. But if I can find an old square baler that's in alright condition with a basket, I think I can do a little bit and make some money. You don't need large horsepower to do it, and it's just going to be hand labor that's going to be a big pain in my butt, because it's a lot of hand labor. Because any of you guys know, square baling, it's not, you're doing it all day, it's hot, and it's very, very labor intensive unless you get a system to do it. A grapple system wouldn't work here in my mind unless I had a flat building on the ground, which I've thought about doing. It's just, again, the cost of it making financial sense. That's what I've looked into. Where I've stored my my mower, I've looked at putting a hay structure there in long term, but it's got to make sense for me. So I'm just kind of planning it out and putting the dollars that I do make at the farm back into the farm, so that once it becomes that the assets are here, so that it does start making money, then I can start pulling. But it's not quite there yet. So thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe. And as always, keep farming, keep having fun.